Before Earth existed, before the sun even ignited, something was already drifting between the stars. And now, billions of years later, it has reached us. A single object slipping through the darkness, untouched, unclaimed, unstoppable. No alarms, no warnings, just a tiny point of light drifting across a Chilean telescope in early July. But once astronomers traced its path, they realized something astonishing. This wasn't a comet from our outer system. It wasn't from any system we know. It was a wanderer from deep space, and it was heading straight through ours. They named it 3I Atlas. This object is moving faster than anything of its kind we've ever recorded. It tears through space at a speed far greater than the first two interstellar visitors, Oumuamua and Borisov, crossing our planetary region with a momentum that suggests it was launched by forces far more powerful than those that shaped the earlier wanderers. And unlike those two smaller bodies, 3I Atlas is significantly larger, its nucleus estimated to be several times wider, with a coma and tail that dwarf anything seen from the previous interstellar comets. It is not just another visitor. It is the largest, brightest, and fastest interstellar object ever captured entering our solar system, making it a rare opportunity and a scientific marvel. Out beyond the edge of the familiar sky, a small visitor has entered our solar system. It is dim, fast, and ancient. Astronomers call it 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever discovered. It was first noticed in early July of 2025 by the Atlas telescope in Chile, a faint moving point among thousands of stars. When scientists looked back through older images, they found it there months earlier, moving too quickly on a path that curves in a way nothing bound to the sun ever does. Its orbit is hyperbolic, open-ended, the shape of a one-time encounter. It is not staying. It is only passing through. Tracing its direction backward, scientists found that 3I Atlas came from the region of Sagittarius, roughly toward the center of the galaxy. That place is crowded with stars, black holes, and violent gravitational forces, strong enough to fling small frozen bodies across the Milky Way. Even so, 3I Atlas behaves in ways that are slightly unusual. It began releasing gas and dust earlier than expected, waking up while still far from sunlight. Its brightness flickers in a way that suggests an irregular surface, and some measurements hint that its outer layers have been shaped by cosmic radiation for billions of years. Older than our sun, older than the Earth, older than any life we know. As it moved closer, spacecraft around the solar system turned toward it. NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter caught it as a tiny blur. The Perseverance rover snapped faint images of it crossing the Martian sky. Solar observatories watched how the solar wind flowed around it, while space telescopes read the signatures of its ancient ice. Every reading pointed to the same basic answer. It is most likely an interstellar comet, a wandering piece of a long-lost star system. And yet, even with scientific certainty, there is a second story, one carried quietly in human imagination, in our sense that the universe holds a deeper history than we have discovered. In many old metaphysical traditions, the stars are connected to stories of ancient civilizations. One of those stories speaks of the Lyrans, a civilization said to have risen long ago around the constellation Lyra. They are described as tall, noble, creative beings, builders, explorers, and teachers. Another story speaks of the Draconian Empire, associated with reptilian beings, and with regions near the galactic center. In these stories, the two civilizations eventually clashed. The Lyrans lived in open, peaceful worlds, while the Draconian expansion was more controlling and forceful. Their conflict spread across star systems, causing destruction, the fall of planets, and the scattering of entire populations who fled into new regions of space. The simplest version of the story is this. The Lyrans were driven from their home worlds, and the Draconians were the cause. The war shaped much of the galaxy long before Earth existed. Whether one treats this as literal truth, symbolic myth, or something in between, the path of 3i Atlas passes through the same part of space where this ancient conflict is said to have happened. For some, that makes its arrival feel meaningful, as if something old is drifting across the borders of our solar system, carrying a memory from those distant eras. Scientists see a comet. Some storytellers and sensitives see a reminder. Another idea, quieter but persistent, is that advanced civilizations do not always travel in obvious ships. They might hide their vessels inside shells of rock and ice, letting them drift through space like any other natural object. Others imagine that interdimensional craft can shift in and out of visibility, appearing to our eyes as harmless debris when they move through our layer of reality. If that is true, then a visitor like 3i Atlas could be more than it seems. But nothing in the data forces such an interpretation, only the sense that the universe still holds secrets. As 3i Atlas passed the Sun in late October, it released more gas and dust, glowing faintly. It slipped near Mars, was photographed by orbiters and rovers, and continued outward. By mid-December, it will be as close to Earth as it will ever come. Still very far away, a tiny point lost in the darkness. Soon after, it will fade completely from our telescopes. No alarms, no close pass, just a quiet departure. NASA has stated clearly that 3i Atlas behaves exactly like a natural comet from another star system. Its ices match known chemistry. Its tail and coma appear normal. Its motion is natural. There is no evidence of artificial structure or organized signals. The official answer is that this is a relic from a long-gone world, a frozen wanderer, nothing more. But even with that, something about objects like this always stirs human curiosity. They remind us how large the galaxy is, how many stories might have played out long before we evolved, and how little we truly understand about the worlds beyond our own. Whether one sees 3i Atlas as a comet, a relic of forgotten civilizations, or simply a traveler passing by, it leaves the same impression. The universe is older and more mysterious than we can measure. In a little while, 3i Atlas will vanish from our sky, slipping back into the ocean of darkness that carried it here. It will drift onward for millions of years, maybe tens of millions, crossing distances so vast that even our imagination struggles to hold them. By the time it brushes past the next star, entire civilizations may rise and fall on Earth. New species may appear. Old stories may be forgotten. And yet this traveler will continue on, unchanged, untouched, carrying the same silence it carried before our sun was even born. That is the truth of the universe. We are brief, but the cosmos is not. Our entire history, every life, every memory, every moment, fits into a single heartbeat compared to the journey of an interstellar wanderer like this. And still, somehow, our small lives are lucky enough to witness it. Just once. Long after we are gone, long after every trace of our age has faded, 3i Atlas will still be moving, still carving its solitary path through a galaxy that has barely begun to reveal itself.
Wherever you are in the universe tonight, remember this. You are rising, you are expanding, and you are becoming something brighter than you've ever been. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe by hitting the button below to the right. Yes, right there. Blessings.